Have you ever found yourself gripping the handrail just a little tighter than usual? Or maybe you've noticed that stepping off a curb feels more like a leap than a step. You're not alone. A lot of people find that as the years go by, things that used to feel simple like walking across a room or getting out of bed start to feel just a little more tricky. But here's the truth. Getting older doesn't mean losing your balance or your independence. Not at all. In fact, with just a few simple changes, you can move through your day with more confidence, more ease, and a lot less worry. That's what we're here to talk about today: how to protect yourself from falls, and more importantly, how to keep enjoying the freedom to go where you want, when you want, without fear. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury for older adults. But here's the good news. Most of them are preventable, and not with anything extreme. You don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer. What you do need is a few practical habits, a bit of awareness, and a mindset that says, "I've got this." So, in this video, we're going to go through 7 simple but powerful tips that can help you stay steady on your feet and strong in your step. These are things you can start doing right now, today, to reduce your risk of falling and feel more secure in your own body. Let's begin with something that might surprise you because it doesn't have anything to do with strength or balance. It's lighting. Yes, lighting. You see, one of the most common causes of falls isn't weakness, it's simply not seeing what's in front of you. A misplaced rug, a shoe by the bed, or even a step that blends in too well with the floor can become a real hazard if your eyes don't catch it in time. Take a walk through your home, especially the places you move through at night. Like the hallway to the bathroom. Is everything well lit? Can you see clearly from one room to the next? Nightlights aren't just for kids, they're smart tools for adults, too. Plug in a few small lights that guide your way in the dark, and you're already ahead of the game. Now let's talk about footwear. You might not think much about what you slip onto your feet each morning, but your shoes are one of your best lines of defense against falls. Those old slippers that are cozy but loose? They're not doing you any favors. Flip-flops? Too risky. What you want is a pair of sturdy, non-slip shoes that fit well and give you a good grip on the floor. Think comfort and control. You're aiming for shoes that work with you, not against you. And while we're on the topic of what's under your feet, let's take a closer look at the floors in your home. Are there rugs that slide when you step on them? Cords running across walkways? A little clutter here and there? These small things can make a big difference. Spend a little time clearing those paths, secure rugs with non-slip backing, tuck away cords, and maybe even reorganize some furniture if it opens up a safer walking path. All of this might sound like a chore, but think of it this way. Every small change you make is one more step toward peace of mind. You're not just tidying up, you're setting yourself up for a future where you can move freely and confidently every single day. Of course, not all hazards are around you, some are within you. And one of the biggest ones is muscle loss. As we age, we naturally lose some strength, especially in our legs. But just because it's natural doesn't mean it's unavoidable. That's where movement comes in, not intense exercise, just gentle, regular movement that keeps your muscles awake and working. Try standing up from a chair without using your hands. Can you do it easily? If not, don't worry. That's something you can improve with practice. Even simple things like marching in place while brushing your teeth or doing a few side steps while waiting for the microwave can help build the strength that keeps you stable. It's not about doing more than you can handle, it's about doing just enough, consistently. And don't underestimate the power of balance. It's a skill, and like any skill, it improves with practice. You can start with something as simple as standing on one foot while holding onto the back of a chair. See how long you can hold it. Make it a little game with yourself. Little by little, your body learns to adjust, to correct itself, and to stay upright, even when life throws in a wobble. One thing I always tell people, listen to your body. If you feel dizzy or unsteady at any point during the day, that's your body asking for attention. Don't brush it off. Maybe it's a sign you need a little water, a snack, or just a short break. Hydration, nutrition, and rest all play a role in keeping your head clear and your steps solid. And speaking of dizziness, have you ever stood up too quickly and felt like the room was spinning? That's something called postural hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when you change position. It's more common than you'd think, and the fix can be as simple as slowing down. Before standing, take a breath. Sit on the edge of the bed for a moment. Let your body catch up before you move forward. Fall prevention isn't about avoiding movement, it's about making movement safer. It's about staying active while staying aware. And once you start building these habits into your routine, they won't feel like chores, they'll feel like empowerment. So take a moment today, after this video, to look around your home, check your shoes, maybe stretch your legs a bit. It's never too late to start protecting yourself. Your future self will thank you not just for avoiding falls, but for creating a life filled with confidence, stability, and freedom. Now that your home is brighter, your floors are safer, and you're starting to wake up those muscles again, let's talk about one of the most powerful tools for preventing falls, and it's something you already have, your body's own sense of awareness. You see, so much of staying steady has to do with how you move through the world. Not just whether you're strong or weak, but whether you're tuned into your surroundings and to yourself. It's easy, especially after decades of routine, to go on autopilot. You know the way to the kitchen, the bathroom, the front door, even you've taken those steps thousands of times. But that familiarity can sometimes lull us into a false sense of safety. One quick step without thinking, one glance at the phone instead of the floor, and suddenly that confident walk turns into a stumble. This is where mindfulness comes in. That might sound like a fancy word, but really it just means paying attention on purpose. When you stand up, pause. Feel your feet on the ground. When you walk, lift your feet, not shuffle, and let your eyes scan the floor ahead. These small, conscious movements can be the difference between a safe journey and a sudden fall. And let's not forget how much multitasking plays a role in our balance. You may have always prided yourself on doing 5 things at once, and hey, that's a great skill, but when it comes to fall prevention, slowing things down is the real superpower. Carrying a laundry basket while talking on the phone? That's asking a lot of your body. Instead, try focusing on one task at a time. Your body, especially your balance system, works best when it's not overloaded. Something else that deserves a closer look is your medications. Many people don't realize just how much their daily prescriptions can affect their steadiness. Some medications, even common ones, can cause dizziness, drowsiness, or changes in blood pressure. And when you're taking multiple medications, those effects can sneak up on you, especially if they're interacting in ways your doctor might not have predicted. That's why it's so important to have a regular medication review with your healthcare provider. Take a list of everything you're taking, not just prescription drugs, but vitamins, supplements, even herbal remedies. Ask, could any of these be making me dizzy or unsteady? Don't be shy. This isn't about questioning your doctor, it's about partnering with them to keep you safe. While we're on the topic of safety, let's talk about something that's often overlooked but absolutely vital. Your vision and hearing. Believe it or not, your ears and eyes are a major part of your balance system. When your eyesight isn't sharp, or when your hearing is a little off, your brain has to work extra hard to figure out where you are in space. And sometimes, it just doesn't get the message in time. When was your last eye exam? If it's been over a year, it might be time to get those lenses checked. Even a small change in prescription can help you see the edge of a rug, a step, or a shadow that might have tripped you up otherwise. And hearing? It's not just about catching conversations. Your ears actually help detect movement and orientation. If sounds are muffled or missing, you might not realize when someone or something is approaching behind you. Let's say you're walking in a store aisle and someone rushes past. If your ears don't pick that up, your balance might shift too slowly to adjust. That's why good hearing support, whether it's a professional hearing test or wearing aids consistently, can be another layer of protection against falls. Another often overlooked factor is hydration. Yes, drinking water. It seems too simple, right? But as we age, our sense of thirst tends to weaken. That means we might not drink enough, even if we need it. And dehydration can make you feel lightheaded, fatigued, even confused, all of which increase your risk of falling. So here's a gentle reminder. Keep a glass of water nearby throughout the day. Sipping regularly, not just when you feel thirsty, helps keep your blood pressure stable, your mind clear, and your muscles functioning properly. You don't need to chug gallons, just stay comfortably hydrated. Your body will thank you, especially your brain and your balance. Let's go even deeper for a moment into your confidence. Because balance isn't just physical, it's emotional, too. Fear of falling can actually make you more likely to fall. How? Well, when you're nervous, your muscles tighten. You start moving more cautiously, sometimes too cautiously. You hesitate mid-step. You look down all the time. That fear creates tension, and tension throws off your natural rhythm. But when you build confidence little by little, you move more freely. That's why it's so helpful to practice small challenges in safe environments. Maybe it's walking heel to toe along your hallway, or standing up and sitting down from your favorite chair a few extra times each day. The more success you feel, the more secure you become. And soon, that fear starts to loosen its grip. Sometimes, a little support can go a long way here. And I'm not just talking about grab bars or canes. I'm talking about support from people, friends, neighbors, a walking group. Having someone beside you can lift your mood, sharpen your focus, and give you that sense of safety that helps you walk tall and steady. If you've been holding back from asking for help, maybe because you don't want to be a burden, let me gently say this. People want to help. They really do. And by letting them in, you're not showing weakness, you're showing wisdom. You're saying, I care about my health. I care about my future. Fall prevention isn't about living in fear. It's about living freely. It's about doing the things you love: gardening, cooking, walking in the park, dancing in the living room with more ease and less worry. And with every small step you take to reduce risk, you're opening the door to a fuller, richer life. You've come so far already, making your home safer, improving awareness, strengthening your body, and even looking into how vision, hearing, and medications can play a role. Now, let's bring it all together with one of the most important and empowering pieces of the puzzle: movement with purpose. You might be thinking, I already walk to the kitchen, to the mailbox, around the grocery store. Doesn't that count? And yes, those things matter. But there's a big difference between just moving through your day and moving with intention. It's the difference between getting by and getting better. When we talk about purposeful movement, we're talking about activities that challenge your balance just enough to help you improve, but not so much that you feel at risk. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush once and forget it for the rest of your life. You keep at it. It becomes part of your rhythm, your routine. That's exactly how balance training works, too. One of the best, low-impact ways to build balance is through activities like Tai Chi or gentle yoga. You don't need to be super flexible or strong. These practices are slow, controlled, and incredibly effective at teaching your body how to move with stability. Every shift in weight, every controlled breath, every lifted arm teaches your muscles and your mind to stay calm, centered, and connected. And the benefits go beyond just your balance. They reduce stress, help you sleep better, and even lift your mood. That's the magic of intentional movement. It doesn't just make your body stronger, it makes you feel stronger. If those types of classes sound intimidating, start simple. Try standing with your feet together while brushing your teeth. Or walk along a line on the floor, heel to toe, like you're walking on a tightrope. Hold on to a chair if you need to. These little moments of mindful challenge help your body stay sharp. And don't be afraid to use tools that help you feel secure as you move. Canes, walkers, handrails, these aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of smart choices. You wouldn't climb a ladder without holding onto something, right? Same idea here. When you use what supports you, you open up more opportunities to move freely and safely. Now, let's talk about routines. One of the best ways to reduce fall risk is to create a rhythm in your day that includes movement, rest, hydration, and awareness. A little morning stretch, a glass of water before lunch, a short walk after dinner. These simple rituals help keep your body in balance and your energy flowing. But routines also help with something else that's easy to overlook: consistency. Progress doesn't come from doing something once, it comes from doing small things, often. Don't worry about big leaps or long workouts. Focus on what you can do today and let that momentum build. Your balance improves day by day, not all at once. Another powerful step is making your environment work for you, not against you. We touched on this earlier with lighting and clutter, but let's go a little deeper. Where do you feel most unsteady in your home? Maybe it's getting out of bed, or stepping into the shower, or navigating stairs. That's your clue. That's where a grab bar, a non-slip mat, or even a second handrail could make all the difference. And here's something to remember. Making changes to your home is not a sign of losing independence, it's an investment in keeping it. You're designing a space that supports your lifestyle, your goals, your freedom. So don't wait for a fall to make those upgrades. Do it from a place of strength. You deserve a home that lifts you up, not one that holds you back. Now I want to bring up something we all feel but don't always talk about: pride. There's a quiet kind of pride that comes from pushing through life's changes without asking for help. That independence is something to be honored, but not if it becomes a wall between you and your safety. It's not weak to take precautions. It's not a failure to say, "I need a little support here." In fact, it takes courage to be honest about where you are and what you need. And when you take that step, you often find that people around you, family, neighbors, friends, are ready and willing to help. All they're waiting for is your invitation. You've worked hard your whole life. You've cared for others, overcome challenges, kept going through hard times. You deserve to feel safe in your home, secure in your steps, and confident in your body. So as we wrap up, let's take a moment to celebrate something important. You're not just watching a video. You're taking action. You're showing up for your health. You're making choices that will shape the way you live, not just today, but for years to come. Here's the truth. Every step you take to reduce your fall risk is a step toward a fuller, freer life. A life where you're not second-guessing yourself every time you stand up. A life where you can keep doing the things you love: gardening, walking with friends, dancing, laughing, without fear holding you back. So take these tips and use them in a way that works for you. You don't have to change everything at once. Just start somewhere. Maybe it's securing that slippery rug. Maybe it's calling your doctor about a medication. Maybe it's standing on one foot while waiting for your coffee to brew. Whatever it is, start. You're not alone on this path. You've got the wisdom of experience, the strength of habit, and the power of choice on your side. And before we go, I'd love to hear from you. What small changes have you made to stay safer at home? What habits have helped you feel more confident in your movement? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. And if this video gave you even one idea that helps, go ahead and give it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's so much more coming your way to help you feel strong, capable, and supported at every stage of life. Remember, you're not just preventing falls. You're building a life of strength, stability, and joy. Here's to living your best life steadier, safer, and with a whole lot of heart, no matter your age.